For this evening's accent on academics, Seaford Elementary School will share about student-led conferences. Student-led conferences is a school-wide initiative which provides students the opportunity to be leaders of their own learning. Teachers work with students to help them develop their goals, select and organize the work they will present to families, and reflect on their progress. During the conference, students share their accomplishments and show their families what learning looks like in their classroom every day. Ms. Barbara Nagel, Seaford Elementary School principal, will now provide additional details and introduce the presenters. Ms. Nagel.
Good evening, Madam Chairperson, board members, and Dr. Shandor. We're honored for the opportunity to share Seaford student-led conferences with you this evening. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. This quote from Benjamin Franklin really embodies the why behind student-led conferences and the importance that they bring. Typically in parent-teacher conferences, the teacher prepares the conference, leading a discussion with the parent, sharing the student's progress, samples of their work, assessments, their strengths, their weaknesses, and how to help at home. The student is not involved as an active participant. With student-led conferences, however, we involve the most important person, the student. The teachers coach, guide, and prepare their students to lead their conferences. The students share a collection of work samples across all subjects, present their accomplishments, their goals, and self-reflections. They involve their family in their learning activities, centers, experiments, projects, giving the family members an idea of what learning looks like in school. Kindergarten teacher Ms. Whitney Andrews will now share what student-led conferences looks like for our preschoolers and our kindergartners.
Good evening, everyone. Just as learning looks different across grade levels, learning should also look different at our student-led conferences. This year, Seaford expanded our student-led conferences to include our 4-year-old preschool students. Parents were given clipboards with prompts directing their preschooler to show and tell the learning activities they engage in daily. We will now hear from one of our preschool students, Miss Ivy Fox.
Good evening, my name is Ivy Fox and I'm in preschool. At my parent-teacher conference, I liked showing my mom my alphabet chart and count to 100 chart. I showed her that I can count by 5s, 10s, and 1 all the way to 100. When I go to kindergarten, I want to learn fractions. Thank you.
Thank you.
In kindergarten, the students take the lead with clipboards and lead their families around the classroom, sharing book bins, writing samples, and learning centers. We will now hear from one of our kindergarten students, Mr. Grant Dean.
My name is Grant Dean, and I am in kindergarten. The conference made me feel happy because I really wanted my mom and dad to see how I learned. My favorite thing to show them was my task basket. One of my accomplishments this year was to count to 100 by ones. I used to get jammed up on 13 and 14. I practiced and practiced. Now I can do it.
Good evening. I'm Beth Balchi, Assistant Principal at Seaford. Our students in 1st through 5th grades work with their teachers to prepare for their conferences. Students select and organize the work they will share, evaluate their progress towards their goals, and practice their presentations. Students provide honest feedback regarding what they are most proud of, what they want to get better at, and the next steps for continued growth. The students shared their stories with their families in their voice. We will now hear from students in these grade levels.
Good evening. My name is Kendall Green, and I am in the 2nd grade. I was most excited to show my stories to my family because I am a really good writer. I also like showing them the fish wind sock I made in art. It was fun to have my family in my classroom and show them all of the things we learn in school.
Good evening. My name is Casey Green, and I am in 3rd grade. Student-led conferences made me feel delighted because I am able to share my accomplishments with my family, especially my art and music project. The name of the project was Musical City. It combined the two subjects I am passionate about, art and music. I liked being the spotlight and being the leader of my own conference.
Good evening. My name is Lila Fox, and I'm in the 4th grade. One of my goals this year was to get better in math. I was confusing the greatest common factor and the least common multiple. After practicing a lot, I started thinking the greatest common factor is just like multiplication. The harder I worked, the better I got. I was surprised that after my conference, my mom couldn't stop talking about it. She was really proud of me, and I was proud of myself.
Good evening. My name is Kendall Green, and I am in the 5th grade. Student-led conferences allow me to have ownership in my learning. I like being the one to share my progress with my parents. I was excited to show how much I have learned, especially in writing. Student-led conferences also helps me feel more confident with my presentation skills. That is very important to me because this skill will prepare me for my future.
There are many benefits to student-led conferences. They allow students to take ownership of their learning and practice real-life skills, which will help them in all aspects of their future: communication, collaboration, organization, and leadership. It helps students develop self-confidence and personal responsibility for their progress. Student-led conferences focus on academic and social growth, which fosters the long-term development and success for all students.
Family engagement is one of the priorities for Seaford's continued improvement. Student-led conferences promotes authentic family engagement, and it further strengthens the partnership that's so important between home and school. The feedback from all of our stakeholders has been overwhelmingly positive. And at this point, we conclude our presentation, but we welcome any questions or feedback from the board. I also would like to add that we have parents who attended their student-led conferences with their students who are also happy to reflect or answer any questions. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
I'm going to start because I got to go witness this as a board member, and I could not stop talking about it. I know I've shared it with all of you and said I would love to see this spread to every other school. But for me, one of the things that I noticed when I was there is that you all seemed, you were very empowered, very proud, and you were taking a more active role. So do you remember when you, for 5th graders, do you remember when you didn't have student-led conferences and the difference?
Yes, I do.
And so you felt like you just had a more active role in it this way?
How much time did it take for you guys to prepare to do the presentation for your parents for the conference?
About 5 days or 3.
That's good. It's thorough. Were your parents well behaved?
Yeah.
They were. And I suspect we attract more parents as a result to their.
Is there a parent here who would like to give a parent perspective? We'd love to hear it.
Or a couple.
Or a couple, that's fine.
What an opportunity to be able to share a positive experience in our schools. So my name is Kim Green. I have 3 of these little ones I presented tonight. It's a very exciting opportunity. You know, it's an opportunity where parents can go in and feel connected connected with their student in their classroom, an opportunity for them to feel excited for them and all of the work that they did to prepare what they're presenting to us, focus on what they love, focus on what they need to work on, and allows us to be connected and allows me to know what to ask questions about, where I need to follow up. So I think it's a great thing, and it should spread to all the schools in York County.
That's cool.
Good evening. My name is Nisi Fox for all cases and purposes. I'm the mother of these two beautiful children here. And yes, to watch this beautiful blossom get so excited about participating in the conference. She's very introverted, but it was like a building block. So as we get to decorate our folder, we're going to show you our musical experiment. We're going to show you some other things we wrote. And so to see her so alive and excited and take part of that, and to see my pre-K are also the building blocks. You're going to get to come to my school and just to see the life in them. As a parent, it was so rewarding, and coming off of military retirement to be more connected to your children and to show up and be there for them and to know the teachers worked so hard to make this happen, beautiful. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments?
I just wanted to know who was more nervous, the kids or the parents?
Well, our fourth graders, did your mom pass her history test? They had to do if a parent's smarter than a fourth grader, so that they were sweating it out. Oh, she missed like 5. So.
Sounds like the citizenship test, right?
And Grant, were you nervous when your parents came to the conference?
No.
Not him. Were you nervous, Ivy?
No.
No?
Was anyone?
I don't think anyone was.
That's great.
You know,
did a
I
great
am
job.
impressed that you, all grade levels, that you are now applying at kindergarten and preschool. That's impressive, very impressive. And one of the goals, authentic learning experience, but self-awareness, right? K through 12, and this is a great opportunity to do just that as we teach our children those strategies and how they become increasingly more self-aware with, obviously, the connection with parents, too. So that's wonderful, wonderful.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you for a great
Absolutely.
presentation. We
I was just
appreciate
going
it.
to say, too, the teachers, they do an amazing job. As Ms. Andrews said, it looks different across every grade level.
point.
And they collaborate together and work together to find out what's going to be best for their students. So I'm very proud of the teachers that I work with.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.